Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party. Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General of the Combined Joint Forces Land Component Command Operation Inherent Resolve, the 1st Infantry Division in Fort Riley, Major General Joseph M. Martin, the Division Command Sergeant Major Joseph C. Cornelison, and the more than 5,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that comprise the coalition, I would like to extend a sincere welcome to the Transfer of Authority ceremony from Task Force Strike to Task Force Falcon. At this time, we'd like to recognize our guests with us in attendance today: Major General Martin, Major General Jones, Major General McKean, Brigadier McCaslin, Brigadier General Turner, Brigadier General Saravello, Brigadier General Eisler, Brigadier General Kelsey, Colonel Sylvia, Colonel Work, Colonel Mazarakia, Colonel Hernandez, Command Sergeant Major Cornelison, Command Sergeant Major Jones, Command Sergeant Major Hester, Command Sergeant Major Lebec, Command Sergeant Major Rucker, Command Sergeant Major Wilson, and other distinguished guests. Thank you for attending. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Iraq and American national anthems and remain standing for the invocation given this afternoon by the 1st Infantry Division Chaplain, Lieutenant Colonel Pete Johnson.
Please join me in a brief prayer. King of glory and Lord of hosts, your word tells us that some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. So today, We stand here with strong, straight spines and steely eyes, for we know that though the horse is made ready for the day of battle, that victory rests in you. Your mighty right arm has undergirded 2101 in all their endeavors advising and assisting the Iraqi security forces, and you have richly blessed this unit with the leadership of Colonel Sylvia. We thank you for all they have accomplished. May you grant them safe travel and a superb reunion with family and friends as they soon return home. In the same manner that you have blessed 2101, bless 282 as they continue the legacy of advising and assisting the ISF. Grant Colonel Work and his unit wisdom, discernment, and your favor to build relations and to advise and assist with astute influence and power, that one day soon, Iraq will be free from the ravages of war and live in peace. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
At this time, the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault Command Team will case their brigade colors, signifying the completion of their 9-month mission and transfer of authority. Simultaneously, the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division Command Team will uncase their colors, signifying the completion of their relief in place and readiness to assume the mission. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of Combined Joint Forces Land Component Command Operation Inherent Resolve, Major General Joseph Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow general officers, command sergeants major, distinguished guests, partners, friends of the CJFLIC OER team, thank you for joining us today. My name's Joe Martin and I am a Big Red 1 soldier. I want to start off this time, instead of waiting till the end, thanking all those who put this ceremony together, as well as the band and the color guard. Please join me in a round of applause for these soldiers and their efforts. So in our line of work and the requirements that we have, it's easy to say, let's just chalk up what we do every day, which blends into weeks, which blends into months, which blends into a deployment. And the next thing you wonder, how did you ever get all the way through all that time so quickly? It's because we're busy. You could easily chalk up today as just another day. And I believe that it's important we never do that when it comes to things like this. To stop, reflect, and celebrate the accomplishments and service of our team and the teammates of our team. So today, what we did is one of the many things that separates the military from the rest of the world. We celebrated one of the many traditions we have with transferring authority from Task Force Strike to Task Force Falcon, two storied and outstanding organizations in every regard. Colonel Sylvia, you and Sergeant Major Wilson are no different. You might humbly attribute the last 9 months as just another deployment another 270 days of your job, but I'm here to tell you otherwise. Over the course of your deployment, Task Force Strike has assisted in vanquishing Daesh from the Euphrates River Valley. They synchronized the actions in support of the Kurdistan Region Government's Ministry of Peshmerga, contributed to the successful isolation and clearing of Fallujah, and enabled the first contested wet gap crossing in this region in over 40 years. It doesn't stop there, though. You also secured and built Kiara West from nothing to a strategic node that it is for continued coalition operations and the staging of Iraqi security forces in preparation for the liberation of Mosul. And it will live on to be much, much more than that. Beyond that, the Strike Brigade is adapted to the demands of the operational environment, producing advisory capacity and the resultant partnerships, which is the pacing item, to enable potent ISF maneuver against Daesh in eastern Mosul. That is not an easy task. It's very easy to say, much more difficult to do. And that's a tribute to the professionalism of the brigade. It's a tribute to the leadership at the top of the brigade and the leadership at echelon. Being able to accomplish all of those feats in just 270 days in the selfless way that they did it, always keeping our partners at the front. It's something that we all can learn from. I sure know I have. So Brett, Sergeant Major Wilson, hats off to you, job well done. It's time for you to go back to Fort Campbell and enjoy a well-earned change in pace to the operations you've been executing. You should be proud of your organization and what it's accomplished. I want you to go home knowing that you fought where you were told, you won where you fought, all while living up to the motto of your great brigade, and equally important, the values of our Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask you one more time to give me a round of applause for the Strike Brigade. To Colonel Pat Work and Sergeant Major Rucker, welcome to our team. A very warm welcome to our team. Your organization's no stranger to combat or complexity. The 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment is a storied organization whose lineage and reputation dates back to the beginning of modern American combat nearly 100 years ago. The 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment has answered the call to arms every time, from St. Mihiel to the skies of Europe during World War II, to the Dominican Republic, to Grenada, the Persian Gulf, Operations Iraqi Freedom multiple times, Operation New Dawn, Operation Enduring Freedom, and the humanitarian relief efforts in Haiti. You've always been there. So once again, your nation calls upon the professionalism, expertise, and exquisite leadership of your team as part of this coalition to defeat the enemy known to all mankind. Task Force Falcon, you are now part of an incredible coalition. You've joined a team comprising 19 nations who came here committed to make a difference. Simultaneously executing build partner capacity missions in 5 locations, partnering at the operation and tactical level with 5 major advise and assist teams, enabling our ISF partners with world-class ISR, close combat aviation, CAS, and artillery assets. We are conducting multiple major combat operations concurrently as a team of teams in order to defeat Daesh and liberate those who may remain oppressed from the wrath of Daesh. This team is now a part of your legacy too, just as much as you are a part of our legacy now. So let's go. Duty first, one team, one fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, Colonel Brett G. Sylvia.
Major General Martin, Command Sergeant Major Cornelison, Major General Jones, Command Sergeant Major Jones, Major General McKean, and Command Sergeant Major Hester. Distinguished guests, friends of the Strike Brigade and the CJ Flick, thanks for joining us here today. It's a real honor that you all took the time to be here. I'd like to start off by thanking all our partners during this inconceivable 9-month journey. Before we deployed, I told the brigade that Desh's flying black flags would be no match for our beating black hearts. But now I realize that it is taking so much more. It turned out that we had incredible partners from the CJ Flick, the CJTF, the Sojitif, and most of all, from the Iraqi security forces. I want to thank you all for the parts you played in this important chapter of the history of this country. It has been said, there's no telling what can be accomplished when you do not care who gets the credit. You all have made this expression truly come to life. Over the course of this deployment, the Iraqis beat back a despicable enemy from Fallujah, much of Salah ad-Din, and all of the approaches to Mosul. Soon they'll complete the liberation of eastern Mosul, or depending on what news outlet, maybe they've already done that. But that's something that we didn't think would happen for many months. I truly feel that their success has been our success. We operated as one team. It's an unbelievable list of accomplishments, and I'd like to think that behind the hundreds of liberated villages, the numerous bridge emplacements, the thousands of IDP returnees, and the impressive BDA counts, there was a strike soldier supporting, advising, assisting, and compelling our partners. I'm incredibly proud of how strike soldiers adapted, endured, and persevered. From austere outposts to newly constructed airfields, strike soldiers brought to life the plans born here, dutifully executing our commander's intent. Our time has come to a close, but the mission is far from over. The soldiers of Task Force Falcon have ably grabbed the baton and are now running with it. Under the tremendous leadership of Colonel Wirt and Command Sergeant Major Rucker, I know the Iraqis will achieve even more. I wish you nothing but the best in writing the next chapter. I'd like to close by expressing my pride in being part of this one team, my pride in the accomplishments of this one fight, and my own personal pride in how our soldiers lived up to their motto, I'm a strike soldier. I fight where I'm told, and I win where I fight. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division, Colonel Pat Wirt.
General officers, command sergeants major, distinguished guests, and friends of this coalition, thanks for joining us here today. You honor our brigade combat teams, as well as a host of coalition Iraqi security forces with your presence here today. Major General Jones, Command Sergeant Major Jones, please extend our regards to Dragon 6. General Martin, sir, thanks to you, Lieutenant General Townsend, for this extraordinary privilege and this immense responsibility that you're trusting us with. It's our high honor to return the paratroopers of the 82nd Airborne Division, America's Guard of Honor, to Iraq as we help the Iraqi security forces drive Daesh from the battlefield. Brett, Command Sergeant Major Wilson, to you and your team, congratulations on a job well done. Brett, from a personal note, thanks for your teamwork as well as your perspective over the last several months. And as a former strike soldier myself, you have a lot to be proud of. Godspeed to you. Brothers and sisters of this combined team, it is the Falcon Brigade's privilege to stand in the phalanx with you during this historic moment. Like our strike brothers and sisters before us, we know that the only real measure of our success is the Iraqi security forces' success as they attack this malevolent energy that they call Daesh. Most importantly, perhaps, we know you care a hell of a lot more about what we do than what we say. Airborne, all the way, one team, one fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the transfer of authority ceremony. One team.
One fight.